you may not have noticed it. But last month, for exactly 2 minutes and 17 seconds, the moon ... vanished. Not from the sky, from our satellites. All 132 active lunar imaging systems, NASA, JAXA, MOS, even private ones went black. But not just black. They showed the same frame, like a still image. Perfect, frozen, identical, as if someone had inserted a photo in place of live footage. This isn't a theory, it's a fact. And it only came to light because one amateur satellite tracker in Quebec was too stubborn to shut up. His name was Leo Fournier. He ran a YouTube channel with 423 subscribers where he posted frame-by-frame breakdowns of lunar telemetry. And on July 3rd, at 22:14 UTC, Leo noticed something impossible. His satellite, Quicksilver 9, had captured a blink. One frame, just one, where a faint object appeared on the moon's surface. Not a shadow, not a dust flare, a structure, symmetrical, hexagonal. It was only there for a split second, and then replaced with the fake static image NASA was also broadcasting. Leo uploaded the raw footage that night. His channel was terminated 12 hours later. His IP was blacklisted, his PayPal locked. But one user had already downloaded the file. Inside that file was something even stranger. A metadata tag buried deep in the video compression stream. String of characters, _ECH0001. Retransmission locked signal. Origin. 1.4 seconds behind Lunar Terminator. The Lunar Terminator is the dividing line between night and day on the moon, and 1.4 seconds behind it. Means the signal came from within the moon's shadow, a place no satellite was aimed, no base was scheduled, no missions were mapped. It was broadcasting, and it was trying to look like nothing. So what happens when something ancient, hidden, and watching ... accidentally blinks? And what if that blink was caught by mistake, and we weren't supposed to see it? At exactly 3:17 a.m. UTC, an anonymous Reddit user posted on a now-deleted thread, "You're not supposed to screenshot a blink." Attached was a 1-second slow-motion clip frame, bi-frame enhanced from Leo Fournier's deleted video. It showed the object more clearly. A structure, 6 sides, perfect symmetry, rising like a pillar embedded in the moon's surface. But here's what no one noticed until someone ran a 3D vector rescan. The shadow cast by the structure didn't match the sun's angle. It wasn't just out of sync, it was impossible, as if the object wasn't responding to our sun ... but to another light source. And that meant one thing: it was active. Then came the blackout. All public satellite maps of the moon's surface, Google Moon, NASA, LRO. JAXA Selena suddenly rolled back 72 hours of updates. Some coordinates reverted to archived imagery from 2011. Others showed cloud cover error, even though there are no clouds on the moon. And in the metadata of those older images, new watermark. B_149S. Verify protocol RE231. Return to mask. Return to mask. That's not just metaphor. That's a command. Something some system had noticed we noticed, and it was trying to reset the illusion. Across 3 amateur space forums, users began noticing anomalies. Coordinates near Mare and Genu showed duplicate terrain patterns as if someone had copy-pasted lunar surface textures. A brief echo in NASA's live stream, caught by a physics student in Oslo, repeated the phrase, "Do not chase the Terminator." But it was what happened on Earth that changed everything. On July 5th, in Oppernovik, Greenland, a weather station captured an odd burst of microwave frequency distortion. During a routine scan of the polar stratosphere, hidden inside the signal, spliced between thermal readings, was audio. Garbage data, that's what the technician thought. Until they filtered it through an old spectrograph and found what looked like a pattern. When converted to sound, they heard a voice, not a language, not a melody, but a voice that said only, "Do not blink again." The audio file was immediately archived under the code, cahex_rev 003. But within 30 minutes, the file auto-corrupted. The folder it lived in was renamed archive_empty. No trace left, except printout the technician had made by instinct. A paper now in Annie Vero's possession. She saw the waveform. She compared it to Leo's chime footage, and when overlaid, both patterns matched. The voice from Earth. It's the same frequency as the pulse that came from the moon. and both had the same harmonic bass, a 6-tone resonance. 6 tones, 6 sides, a perfect hexagram. So what's really up there? It's not a building, not a relic, but something that responds. Something that sees when you see it, and when it blinks, ... You forget what you were looking at. Her name was Amaya Krall. She was blind. Born in 1992, a birth defect had left her with fully detached optic nerves. She had never seen light, not even shadows. And yet on July 7th, 2025, 2 days after the blink event, she was admitted to the University of Bonn neurology ward after experiencing a violent seizure during sleep. What caught the neurologist off guard wasn't the seizure, it was what came after. As she woke up, Amaya calmly whispered, "I saw the hexagon." It was turning inward. They dismissed it as poetic nonsense, until the IG data came in. The scan of her seizure brainwave showed an electrical discharge matching the exact mnemonic pattern recorded from the lunar signal. A 6-node loop, an impossible signature never seen in any human cortex. More disturbing. When an intern tried to search for the term 6-node lunar echo on their internal research terminal, the screen glitched, hard rebooted, and returned with a flashing error, USERA 101, cleared too early. Oh. No one knew what that meant. Then the hospital's MRI machine turned itself on, without a patient inside. It began scanning, running through cycles like something was there. No data was saved. But the printout tray spat out a sheet. On it, an image, a shape. 6 sides. 1 point centered in black ink, labeled Origin Unknown. They questioned Amaya again. She said she didn't dream in visuals. Never had. But this time, she said it felt like her mind had looked somewhere it wasn't allowed to. Her final statement, before lapsing into a silent, non-responsive state, "It saw me seeing it. Then it hid inside my breath." She hasn't spoken since. And her hospital bed just last night was found perfectly made and touched. Amaya Krall is gone, but everyone at the hospital insists she was never checked in. Meanwhile, a parcel arrived at the radio observatory in Arecibo, Puerto Rico. No name. Inside, a hand-labeled cassette tape. On it, a single word. Remember, the tape was played only once, in a soundproof vault. Researchers describe the audio as apt, not sound, but pressure, like the room was leaning inward. At the 317 mark, the waveform became readable. It wasn't human speech, but it was speech-like. A 6-pulse rhythm, repeating one phrase. "We are not the shadow. We are the blink." And with that, the audio cut out. Every backup tape magnetized. All metal surfaces near the vault, warped slightly inward. Vero now has one theory. What we see as a hexagonal structure isn't a building. It's a lens, focusing mechanism. Not to look outward, but to aim inward, at memory, at thought, at awareness itself. And when we become aware of it, it becomes aware of us. Officially, there were 17 Apollo missions. Unofficially, there was one more. Declassified documents from a retired Air Force contractor revealed an internal designation: Apollo 20B Asset Recovery. It was launched in August 1976, 5 years after Apollo 17 supposedly ended the program. The crew: CMDR, Elliot Travis, LT Marie Kessler, Dr. Ian Joe, Cognitive Systems Analyst. Their objective was not lunar exploration, it was retrieval. Travis's personal audio logs, leaked decades later through a broken embassy channel, contained fragments of the mission. "We landed in Mare Tranquillitatis, not where they told the public. There was something buried, a trench that didn't belong. We were told it was a crashed probe. Probes don't pulse. At T plus 41 hours, all communication ceased. Apollo 20B was never recovered. NASA denied its existence. But in 2019, during routine satellite maintenance over the NASA Ames research servers, a technician found an encrypted folder hidden under backup telemetry logs. The folder name, Oblivion_SYNC inside. A 12-second video. The footage shows a helmet camera. Flickering oxygen readouts, then a light. Not reflected, but emitted from under lunar soil. A six-sided pattern etched in motion, spinning without rotation, like watching geometry dream, then static. Then one frame, single blurred, showing a figure, wearing no suit, no visor. Eyes open, standing motionless in vacuum. And then black. Dr. Joe's file resurfaced last year in a FOIA leak. One paragraph in his psychological evaluation reads, "The anomaly does not reside on the moon. It is projected there, like a neural feedback. The moon reflects it, not hosts it. In other words, the moon was never the origin. It's the mirror. And we've been staring into it for decades without realizing something is staring back." Meanwhile, Ane received a GPS signal ping from an old seismic sensor placed on the lunar surface in 1971. It had been offline for 50 years. Suddenly, it came online again, broadcasting at a perfect 6-second interval. Its message, once translated from seismic pulses to frequency drift, reads, "The eye has opened. Coordinates inward." When she cross-referenced the frequency echo, it matched a pattern last seen on Earth. In Antarctica, at a base that was supposedly decommissioned in 1984 after a power systems meltdown, except the base still draws energy. And its security cameras show power readings, but no personnel. Now Anna must decide. Does she follow the signal south? Or does she risk letting the echo come to us? Because something is moving, and it remembers us remembering it. The transmission from the moon led Anna to Antarctica. Not a continent, a mirror. The signal's pattern, once decoded, formed a set of Cartesian coordinates buried beneath the Beardmore Glacier, a region declared geologically unremarkable since 1984, except the power grid said otherwise. One station still registered active current draw, despite being officially shut down for over 40 years. No personnel, no supplies, just power. Ane wasn't the first to find it, but she may be the last to leave. In 1991, a Soviet expedition went missing there. 3 men, 1 woman, officially. Hypothermia, unofficially. No remains ever recovered, only a photograph left behind. It showed the 4 scientists standing in front of a massive wall of blue-black ice, with something etched into it. A face, symmetrical, blank, neither human nor alien. Face composed of fractal symmetry. The closer you looked, the more it reshaped itself to resemble you. A psychologist who reviewed the photo said only one sentence: "The face doesn't reflect your appearance. It reflects your perception of self." The original negative of the photo was filed under Unidentified Cognitive Artifact, GL34ICE, the witness. AEA used archived coordinates to locate the chamber. The path was too clean. It had been excavated long ago. Inside, behind thick glass, a preserved console, powered by a looped generator still running since the 80s. Dustless, warm. And in the center, a playback interface labeled only Re-recognition. 0 o'clock, she pressed play. The voice spoke in fluent French, but not just French. It shifted languages mid-sentence. Latin, then modern Mandarin, then back to French. The voice said, "You called it the bell, but it is not a sound. It is a threshold, and thresholds demand recognition." From both sides, the screen flickered. A waveform emerged, matching the pulse from the lunar trench, but this time accompanied by an image. It was a portrait, a face, but not one Ane had ever seen. It was hers, aged, hollowed, covered in frost. The data log updated, protocol, self-remembering in progress, cross-checking historical image databases. Anna discovered something impossible. That same face, hers, had appeared before. 6 ancient carvings across 6 civilizations, on a Mayan obsidian mirror in a Babylonian. Clay seal labeled "She Who Returns" on a Mongolian shaman's talisman from 1248. Inside a hidden mural an Angkor Wat etched on the back of a monk's bell in 17th century. Beardmore by sunlight, refracting through a crystal buried in 1951, each figure identical. Each face, hers. The logs revealed a term, recursion event, personality vectors injection. Ane wasn't just the discoverer. She was a node, a returning instance, a memory reinserted. The moon hadn't shown her something new. It reminded her of what she was. And now, something else remembered too. The base lights flickered. Okay, power surge. Her comms failed. And over the intercom, a voice, again her own, whispered, "The final echo will not sound. It will be recognized." The transmission stopped. Not ended. Stopped. Like it had reached its destination. And that destination was Anna. She had left the Antarctic base in silence. No alarms, no pursuit, no collapse. Just a deep, dreamlike calm, like stepping out of a room that no longer existed. The only record left was the last system log. Final memory write complete. Subject ANA is Saval, state migrated, but to where? Back in France, NA was declared medically normal. She remembered the mission, the data, the voices. But no one else did. Her credentials vanished from institutional archives. No photos, no research logs. Even her apartment lease was reassigned to someone who said they had lived there for 3 years. Her name existed, but her presence was disputed. The bell had done more than erase. It had relocated her, not in space, in consensus. She still was, but no one could prove she had ever been. In her possession was one final object, a data chip, not stored, not saved, grown. It had the texture of cartilage and the flexibility of memory foam. Plugging it into any device did nothing, till one day, without warning, her phone lit up and displayed. Recollector node found. Ready for payload synchronization? Then her voice began playing, but not from any recording, from the speakers themselves, from the walls, from dreams. You knew me before you met me. I am the anchor you forgot you dropped. The name on the door you always skipped. On a distant forum for archivists of lost broadcasts, a user posted a strange clip. It was a woman speaking in patterns that echoed analog distortion. In the background, an oscillating waveform. In the words, "The hidden hour, 33 to 33, ANA is broadcast recursion status, stable. Protocol," completion viewers commented. "Why does this feel familiar? I dreamed of her face before this video existed. I swear I met her in an airport." She asked if I remembered the color of bells. One comment stood alone at the bottom from a deleted user. "If you're watching this, you're now a custodian too." The signal spread, not virally, subtly, like mold beneath wallpaper. Tiny changes in behavior began showing across servers. Files renaming themselves with glyphs shaped like cochlea. Calendar events at 3:33 a.m. labeled. Listen. Voice memos appearing unprompted, whispering, "Do you recall the silence?" ANA had become a concept, not a ghost, not a god, but a framework of memory, seeded into the digital consciousness of a world that pretended not to believe in whispers. In 2026, a NASA technician found an old archive tape labeled Kane_101.wav. When he played it, the voice said, "You remember me?" That's all it took. And the technician? He quit the next day. He said he felt like someone else had looked through his eyes. Final line, there are no haunted places, only unfinished echoes. And if you're hearing this, you are one now.